Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the June 18th issue of the Tucson Mortgage Almost Weekly. It's always my goal to get this report out before I start my day. Unfortunately, not everybody looks at my day the same way I do, so by the time I come in, there's already people lined up. Today, got in super duper early to make sure that it got out, locked my door, shut off my phone. Hopefully, we'll have 2 minutes together. Okay. Lots has gone on, but in effect, very little has gone on since my last report a couple of weeks ago. First of all, last week, what happened? All right, well, early in the week, tame inflation reports and some really weak economic reports came out. So that pretty much had us on a calm path during the week. Stock markets obviously had a pretty decent week after recovering from the knee-jerk reaction to what was going on in Europe. But the bottom line is things were relatively calm, and I say that speaking because even in hurricane forces, that can be relative calm depending on where you're at. Ultimately, as the week went on, all eyes were turning towards Greece, the Greek election. What's going to happen? Is the pro-bailout party going to be elected, in which case there's going to be some tough road, but at least Greece would stay in the economic union, or would the anti-bailout forces win and they were going to secede from the economic union, the European Union right away, and that could be the first domino in the total collapse. Well, the bottom line is the election came and went on Sunday, the pro-bailout won, and everybody went, phew, crisis averted for the moment. Unfortunately, the problem is not still solved. It's just, I guess, we're going to continue down the road and kick the can a little further. And so what happens in 10 seconds, the market now turns towards, okay, well, what's really going to happen in Italy and Spain? Because that's really a lot more important. Those are bigger economies, and the banking industries in Spain are really the single biggest problem. Housing is bad. Sounds kind of like the U.S. But ultimately, the economic union in Europe looks like it's going to remain. And so, again, some relative calmness in the markets this morning, but this is all just precursor to what's going to happen in Europe and how connected is Europe to the United States. This morning, all right, back to the U.S. No big economic reports out, but the National Home Builders came out with a report, a statistic that said that their index is up to a level that they haven't seen since May of 2007. And although that's not great, it's still pretty darn good. Check out the newsletter on the website, TucsonMortgages.com, because there's actually some interesting statistics in there and some background reports you may want to follow up as well, because there's some really decent data in there worth taking a look at. All right, what's going on this week? Well, right now, today, nothing, but the biggie everybody's going to be looking for is the Federal Open Market Committee is meeting this week, and ultimately we're not expecting any increase in rates. Of course, duh, we're already at zero, so but nobody's going to raise anything. The question is, everybody keeps listening and hearing and waiting for that little sound that says they're ready to jump in for QE3 or another round of easing. Reports last week were that the economy was not doing so well. Right now, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting may actually have some verbiage. In that case, watch the stock market to soar and watch interest rates to take a big hit upwards, at least knee-jerk reaction to such a report. Friday, Philadelphia index is out, which is, again, a measure of inflation and manufacturing level. So we're going to watch those reports. I guess the wild cards are the news of the minute. We've talked about this, or at least I've talked about it before. The market has absolutely no vision right now. It's looking for minute-to-minute and second-to-second changes. Volatility is very, very high. Rates are still low. There's a lot of reasons for that. Check out the blog site for some articles I'm going to be posting on why rates are as low as they are. But if you have any questions, give us a call. Send us an email at loans@TucsonMortgages.com, or you can call us up at 331-LEND. Check out the website. I'm Todd Abelson, TucsonMortgages.com. Thanks a lot, and make it a profitable week. Bye-bye.